good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy DJ SJ614, the conductor of the train, and we are here rocking on the New York dose. Unfortunately, my co-host Adaloso is not with us today, but I have the oh so beautiful, oh so lovely First Lady of the Lounge podcast with me today.
Hello. I'm Raven from the Lounge podcast.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Raven.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And in the studio, we got two incredible musical guest artists with us. We got
Regime Papo back to a Chicago. VA get in there 2 times.
love it.
Welcome.
Welcome. So we are diving into the subway. Now, the segments in this section correlate with a few of the train lines we have in the New York City MTA subway system. Finally, addressing the dose of the day. First, we try to recall how things involving the topic were handled in the past. Next, we analyze how it's going down today. Then we ride the rest of the subway before debriefing at last and figuring out possible solutions on how to make things better either in our personal lives or within the world. So, the dose of the day is Vice City. What are our vices, right? So we're going to start off in the recall segment, and I think it's only appropriate to begin this by asking, what is a vice, period? So there's so many different definitions, but the one that adheres to what we're handling with today the most comes from vocabulary.com things. A vice is a moral failing or a bad habit. Traditional examples of vice include drinking alcohol, smoking tobacco, and gambling and card games, blah, 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 etc., etc. A vice can also be a specific form of evil doing. It can be a moral weakness. It can be frailty. It's all those things. But the one that I like the most is a moral failing or bad habit, specifically focusing on a vice is a bad habit, okay? So, with that being said, I want us to all dive into our childhoods. And I want to ask, what were your vices when you were younger? If we could just go around the room and talk about that a little bit. And I'll start to begin. I think a vice that I had when I was younger, I don't know how to put this in the phrasing of like vice language, but a vice that I had when I was younger was definitely something to do with like my anger. Like I had a real problem with just like anger, and I used to like playing video games. If I couldn't beat the boss, I would like throw the game like at the wall, and then I would have to go out and buy the game again because I broke it. You know what I mean? Like some stuff like that. Or like throwing the controller at the wall if I couldn't figure out the puzzle. Like it was always like involved around like video games, and if I couldn't figure it out, I physically took it out on things around me, like the wall, other objects.
Did you have that room with like holes in the wall?
Kind of. It didn't look tacky because I was a very clever child. But yeah, it was one of those rooms. Yeah. Another vice that I had, but these were just always thoughts. I never acted out on it. But I always had these like cute little like pet animals, and I always wanted to. I also had like a dartboard with the darts and things like that, and I always just like had these thoughts of like just kind of like sticking the darts into the animals.
You a bad one.
But I never acted out.
And this is where it starts.
This is where, but you know what? That's what I told myself when I was younger. I was like, if I do this, I'm gonna grow up to be a psycho.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like, I never like put that into fruition. But the thoughts were always at the very tippy front of my brain, and it wasn't because I wanted to cause them like pain or harm or anything like that. I really just wanted to experiment and see like how would they scream?
Yeah, children are curious.
Yeah, very much so.
I was always interested in like blood and dead bodies and stuff. But
yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean I was going to kill somebody to see a dead body. So,
Yeah.
we're just curious as children. That's what that was.
Absolutely. So if I have to put that on paper, I just something around just like anger and violence was a vice for me when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. What about you, Raven?
Me, I was definitely a people pleaser, and I think it made me become like a doormat for people. Like people could say anything they wanted to me and do anything they wanted to me. It was just always like, you know what? I want them to be happy. I don't want to make them mad. I don't want to make them upset. And I feel like it made me like not be bullied, but like low key kind of like bullied.
Bullied?
Yeah, like I don't want to come out and say bully because when I think bully, I think somebody's like pushing me in a locker and things like that. It wasn't nothing like that, but people was definitely like pushing me to the side, like, oh, you know, me up here, what you talking about? Like I was always second with certain things because of being a people pleaser. You know, I always put other people before me. And you know, just growing up, I was able to look back at that, like, you know, I don't want that aspect coming into my adult life. So, you know, I'm very conscious of it now.
Okay.
Of being a people pleaser. And what else? Like I said, well, I gave a little bit the dead bodies and the blood, and I was always interested in things like that, the human body, what happens when people die, and what is the afterlife like all that kind of stuff. And I used to just like ask my grandparents about that, and they were like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, why are you asking me about that? Yeah. But that was definitely my vice. So that still is kind of my vice. So I like crime shows and stuff.
Okay, all right. That's what that turned into. What about you, Regime?
As a youngin', I won't never thankful, you know what I'm saying? That's my advice. As I look back, you feel me, like I ain't had it hard as I used to think I had, I guess.
Wow.
Ain't nothing never satisfied me, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted more of this, wanted more of that, no matter how much my mama would do and shit. And I was never really satisfied with it. I always feel like, man, fuck that, like we can do more, you know what I'm saying?
Could that be, could we label that as greed? It's okay, but yeah. But could we label that as greed?
Yeah, I made a track called Such a Glutton. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I'm getting greedy. Like, but, I don't know. It kind of like, when I look back at it, I'm like, dang, my mama did the most, though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I got more than most of my friends' mamas got, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it kind of turned into a savage, you know what I'm saying? So my second vice was like the streets, you know what I'm saying? That's like, it's out there. You feel me? Thugging.
Yeah.
But I really can goddamn be doing something positive. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So kind of like it chose me, but I chose that route too because I never really thought about like how much I was really blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's advice for me.
Wow. Absolutely.
Random question: are you the only child?
No.
No.
Me and my sister, she in the Fed right now too. Free my dog.
Okay.
Yes.
Free
absolutely.
Yeah, free Tom.
Absolutely.
Damn.
That's another advice, man. Hold on, that's my third. I got a
Yeah.
third.
Hey.
Go ahead.
That's out.
Yeah, my sister kind of like, I'm like kind of like her big brother, but her little brother. You know what I'm saying? So she look up to me. You know what I'm saying? So when I started becoming like, you feel me, like a provider and stuff like that, she like, man, I gotta get to go. You know what I'm saying? Do what I do too. You feel me? So, and she did it too late though. You know what I'm saying? When she started doing it, like it's over with now. You feel me? Like we alright. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, free her though. She in a real serious situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what my advice is. I mean, I don't really got a bad one I can think.
Well, that when you were younger.
Even when I was younger, I mean, even a habit I had. I know. I like that. I was more of a writer when I was a kid.
Okay.
I really had an imagination.
Yeah.
And I lost it. In a way. It's not. I don't know. So now I be looking back on it and just wish I might have.
It's kept right. Yeah.
I don't know where the poet died. That's how I look at it.
Starting back.
Yeah.
Back.
You can, but you can, and that's why I take my time with all that stuff. You can't force art. You gotta build it.
Right.
That's very true. I'm a firm believer in that. All right, so you probably didn't have no vices when you was growing up.
I can think of. He kind of said it. Being an unappreciative kid.
Okay. Everybody was under.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I guess
I mean,
it's kind of like all of us. Like that's.
But like he hit it on the money. Like really thinking I had it bad sometimes, or looking at. But when I look back, man, my mom was probably the only one on my block. Like school was said, working.
Yeah.
Everybody was sitting there bumming it up, waiting for a check, and the men in and out their house. My mom, she ain't never do all that.
Yeah.
But I was a bad kid. Like,
You would go back in the day and tear you up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
We were rappers, boy.
rappers.
You
I'm
know, we
glad
were
I'm
all
here
together,
doing this
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. All them prayers maybe help.
Absolutely. That's right. That's absolutely right. All right, cool. I want to dive into our next segment. This is Analyze. So this is where we're going to bring it into present day. And I want us to go around. Thank you, Venus. Thank you so much. Yes. I want us to go around and list the vices that we think that we have now. Let's start with you, Raven.
Definitely food. Like, I love food. I was just thinking the other day, like, I spend way too much money on food. And the reason is because when I'm eating, I need my meal to be like elite. Like, I don't want no trash. Like, I want to feel like,
You can't eat no chicken nuggets one day.
nah, like, you know how people hustling, they're like, all right, let me make dinner. Let me bring lunch from
Hot
home.
Pockets.
I hate Hot Pockets. I hate them. I really do.
Dare you?
I can do waffles. I love waffles.
Waffles, okay.
Things like that I love, but like,
No fish sticks.
I just hell no. No fish sticks. But
Fish for life.
if I could put my vice of food, the food vice aside, and like, you know, hustle and bring in food from home and just eat cheaper, then that would, I could go so much further. I could save so much more money, and just this vice is like controlling my life. I gotta get rid of this vice.
Wow.
But I really do love food. I love trying new food. Like, every time I go somewhere, I just was trying. I told you guys I was down south like a couple weeks ago. Food, I want to try everything. If I go to Virginia, I want to try all the food that everybody in Virginia eats. Like,
I want to.
I tried some gator.
The
The last time I went down south 2 weeks ago, I had some gator.
How was it?
It was good.
Tastes
It kind
like
of tastes like chicken. Yeah.
I had in the beef, what's the Jamaican beef patties?
Oh yeah.
They had gator ones in Miami.
Really? How was it? That was good.
Yeah,
See, I would try something
That's
like
very interesting. I would too.
yeah. And it could be like how much amount of money, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to try it. So I put that vice above everything.
Wow.
You know, because I really do enjoy food, and I do enjoy eating. Like, it's just something that I love. Go ahead.
It's interesting. I want to hold on to that thought in my head of something that you said was that it controls your life. I just want to hold on to that for myself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It controls my pockets. It controls my attitude. Like, if I'm hungry, I don't even want to talk too much because I'm hungry. Like I said, I don't like eating mediocre stuff. Like,
So how many times a day are you eating these extravagant meals?
Every time I'm at work, I'm eating, and I have a job where I'm always around Brooklyn. I'm never in.
Everybody want to taste your food on it.
And that's another thing. When I'm cooking, I'm putting in effort because I love good food.
So you're not a cook,
you know? Of course.
You got about 4 boyfriends.
No, but that's what, essentially that is advice, right? Control, it does control parts of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, pray for me, y'all.
I got you.
What else? I like wine, but I don't like to sit on wine advice. I just like to have like a nice glass of caffeine at the end of the day.
Yeah. Every day?
No, not every day.
Okay.
Thank God. But yeah, I mean, no judgment. But I don't have it. I don't have wine every day. And sleep. And another thing, I feel like sleep is me, like, I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
So it's me kind of like avoiding things. Like, I'll just sleep. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like hanging out with this person. I just want to be alone and relax and just sleep.
Is that like your recharge?
That is. Definitely is my recharge.
Yeah.
And it's like me, like I said, hiding kind of like, I don't want to deal, if I don't want to deal with stuff, I'm like, I'm going.
Sometimes that's feeling from depression too.
Yeah, but I read that too. That's a form of depression, like sleeping all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, sleep, food, and I would say family, but like, I don't think that's too much of a bad thing. Like, I love my family. I would put my family on everything. You got an event, my family got an event, I'm at the event. I'm going to the family. I just like to be around family.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, those are pretty much my 3 advices.
Okay. Well, you asked me. You want me to go next?
Sure.
Okay, sorry. So mine are, I'm trying to figure it out because I feel like if you would ask me this question like 6 months ago, I would have definitely had like a solid list. But I feel like it's like changed a lot just because, I don't know, you know, like I'm a Gemini and I feel like me as a person, I like autocorrect myself a lot walking through life. Like as soon as I realize something is like too much, there's a switch. It's like, all right, so we're gonna cut this off now. You know what I mean? Thank you. But it's the same way. So okay, I could have said that like, I feel like my biggest vice would have been like sex. Like I'm a thought, you know? Yeah. You know, I'm a thought at the end of the day, right? But something auto-corrected like a month ago, and I cut off my whole rotation, you know, and I was just like, I just want to be, you know, with myself, you know, yeah, I just want to, you know, just, you know, be with me. So, I feel like that's not advice anymore, you know. I could have said, a little while ago, no, well, I feel like my permanent advice is no sleeping. Like, that is, I do not sleep. Like,
The opposite of me.
yeah, I'm the opposite of you. Like, even like from last night, I had a whole day yesterday. Then I had started work at 9 p.m., got off at 5 a.m., got home at 6 a.m., had to wake up at 7:30 a.m., had to be in the Bronx by like 9:50 a.m., then came here, and then I'm going to do the whole thing over, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's typically my life. Like, I really don't value sleep because I believe that sleep is the cousin of death, and I can do all of that when I'm dead. So I just want to keep hustling, keep hustling. Like, I feel like we all have the same 24 hours, and the reason why some people feel like there's not enough time in their day is because they sleep a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just
Talk to
something.
me, talk to me.
I got you. So sleep is something that I do try to avoid, but I do think that I do it at a dangerous level where it is kind of like a bad habit. You know, I'm fighting.
So you work 7 days a week, basically.
Basically, kind of. Yeah.
You don't take any time to like. How do you recharge? Not to go too off topic.
No, it's okay. My form of recharging is those little hours that I do get to sleep, just being in bed.
Cat naps.
Yeah, the cat naps and watching anime while I'm taking that cat nap. Sometimes I actually won't even go to sleep. Sometimes just me being in bed and watching anime is enough rest for me to like jump back up again. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then a lot of Sephora because you know I still look like I fucking sleep.
I'm about to say, you got no bad in my, I got bad in my shit.
Come on. Hello. Yeah, so there's that. But I love what you said about advice controlling your life, because the no sleep thing definitely controls my life, because like I operate around that no sleep schedule. But sex, there was moments when I was like out with friends and then somebody hit me up and I was like, all right, I gotta go, y'all. You know what I mean? So back then that would have been a thing. I do smoke pot, but that I put that down all the time. Like I take breaks all the time. I took a 2-month break, a 2-year break, so that's not a thing that really controls me.
Being able to catch yourself like that is just so wonderful in itself. Like,
thank you.
Not everybody, like, I'm talking about myself. Like, I can't even take like a good month to get the food thing away from me. Even
when it did come to like alcohol, I know alcohol was a big thing for me, but I just stopped one day. I feel like I tiptoe around. I don't want to get too deep because it's really not that serious. I don't want to scare anybody, but I feel like I tiptoe around like eating disorders by doing things like, you know, like the Ramadan, not eating until after sunset, but those are things that I just pick up. Or like 7 months ago, I turned pescatarian for no reason. I just woke up one day and was like, I'm not eating anything but fish, or you know, like I'm not eating any more meat or things like that. But I literally just like do things, just like my body would just be like, oh, no more. You know what I mean? So yeah, so there's that. So that's me. What about you?
I didn't forget my wife. Mine's like, I guess being too like forgiving. Like people be doing a lot of stuff to me, you know what I'm saying? I just be like overlooking. Wow. And I have to be like, dang, you still mess with such and such, or after whatever. And I just be like, I forgive them, but I ain't gonna rock with them like how I would rock with them, you know what I'm saying? But I still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Paying for it, like that, but I don't never forget. Like, sometimes it comes to bite me, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like advice, like just being like too understanding. Yeah. And people don't be understanding me. And I'm like, dang, like everybody called me when it's time to like talk to somebody or whatever like that. But then who I got to call when it's time to talk to somebody? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. If I did something to you, if I did the same thing to you, would you forgive me like that? You know what I'm saying? Yep. So people tend to like try to walk over it, but I don't be waking up thinking about it because I be so busy like with my lifestyle. Like, you feel me? You take $1 from me and I'm trying to go get $1 million, bro, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's like one. The second one is like worrying about like family. Like, you feel me? Thinking I'm everybody's daddy. I only got one daughter. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody call me like I'm the pops. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it be like,
You feel like you give and give and give
yeah,
until there's
like,
no
like,
more.
yo, like y'all pulling me every which way. Like it's the 15th or the first fan. I'm like, my bills due. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Let me tell you, that's
either situation. Oh, my tie broke. Or can you do this? Or can you da da da? And boom, I be like,
When you family oriented, like I can definitely.
Right. If I say no, if I be like, nah.
You feel bad.
Man, it's gonna be like 3 Facebook posts, 3 Instagram sub, this is a sub tweet.
Do you feel guilt?
Yeah, and I be feeling bad.
Sometimes I tell them don't go, because you get yourself
feel bad, bro.
too much.
Or doing something that I ain't supposed to really be doing. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't got that in my blood.
I don't know what it is. Like my people be like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? My people be talking to me that like, you gonna stress yourself out about that.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I be stressing myself out about it. I be like, why though? You feel me?
Yeah, that's what.
I done took it like a week. I'm like, man, you know I ain't doing that for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
People be thinking I rap because I got it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, he rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let's go get. Nah, like, shit, I be needing some $100 too sometimes.
Talk about it.
Talking about. Fill my gas tank. I need to edge up too, nigga.
Yo, wow, yeah. I need to edge up too.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
That's part of the people pleasing that I was talking about earlier too. Like you feel like I don't want to make this one mad. I don't want to. This is my mother. Like that's how I feel. Like I don't like telling my mother no. Like, and when I do, she looks at me crazy, and then I feel bad.
That's why you just gotta start.
It's like, wow, did I do anything wrong?
And the thing is, my mama don't even be tripping. You feel me? My mama won't have it, bro, and won't. She be the last person that, you feel me? It be people that should be my mama asking. You feel me?
Right.
But, yeah, that's just my mama disabled. It be people with like 2 arms, 2 legs that can walk around every day. You feel me? Like my mama walk with a cane. She don't really ask me for nothing. I said she need me. You feel me? What y'all, you know what I'm saying? What y'all doing wrong?
You gotta find a balance, and that's where life. You gotta find a balance. You can't. This is one saying that I use a lot. You can't pour from an empty cup. So you can't keep giving yourself out to other people, and then you have nothing else to give.
That's why I tell them all the time. I said you give yourself up so much to everybody else, you ain't have nothing left.
I be talking to bro, I be like, bro, like.
Yeah, my version of that is I tell people all the time, like you can't help anybody else until you help yourself. You know what I mean? Like
then you're selfish. Then you're labeled a selfish individual.
Sometimes you have to be selfish.
I was gonna say sometimes it's the way that we look at those words. If somebody labels me as selfish because I feel like I can't help you until I help me, then I'm selfish, and so be it. Like, what's gonna happen now? God is gonna spank me because I'm selfish? No, I'm selfish. So be it. Oh well. Right. Guess who's still good at the end of the day? Me. Guess who's still looking out for me at the end of the day? Me.
Gotta keep a balance.
Maybe they should be more selfish.
That's what
right.
I don't worry about.
They should be more grateful. And I think that's the stab in my back from me not being grateful as a kid. Now I deal with everybody that's not grateful, dog. You feel me? Like, so I'm around a whole bunch of ungrateful individuals, man. Because I don't grateful,
Monday through Thursday, Friday, you say no.
You just get a Facebook post after this.
Man, you feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, they know what it is.
That's right.
They know what it is. I done told them, you know what I'm saying? That's all my people, you feel me?
It has to stop somewhere, you know. It's definitely that communication, and it all begins with that first no. You hit that first no, and then you follow it up with the second no, and then the third no, and you keep it on going.
Yo, I've been reading this book, The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving Up. Like,
I've seen that book. I never read it.
I still haven't finished it. I've been reading the book for years,
I've seen it
but
on
I can't. For some reason, I can't read a whole book. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, like she said the same thing. Like you cannot you can't pour from an empty cup, basically.
Yep.
Like you can't do that. You have to have boundaries for everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully, when I finish reading the book, I'll be
come back with some knowledge and talk
fully
to us.
Formed.
Love it.
Selfish all the way.
And what about you? What's your current vices?
I think being impatient sometimes. Wanting everything microwave.
Like right now.
Okay.
Yeah, like
that instant gratification.
Yeah, like people look at like whereas a montage.
Yeah.
Things are supposed to wipe this one little spot of the window, the whole window will be clean.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen. You gotta put in that work.
Plus.
So sometimes that's advice, like being impatient and then procrastinating on top of that.
Procrastination,
so,
yeah.
That's my biggest advice right now.
It is.
I think procrastination is just like, man, you might as well be dead. Sometimes that's how it feels like.
Yeah. That's how you feel on the
inside.
inside.
You just waiting to die.
Does everybody deal with
Watching everybody
procrastination?
live.
That's everybody.
I just need to make sure that I'm not. Everybody deals
I
with
done
that, right?
procrastinated on some shit today.
I can't even get right up.
I don't even
Like,
want to
I have
say I bills to pay. I don't even want to get that going on. I don't even want to say that.
And then my phone. I'm trying to put my phone down a lot more.
Interesting.
That's a
You
good one.
brought your phone up as a vice. Yeah, I feel like that's a very.
I get to the point where sometimes I have my phone too close and I feel like I'm getting nauseated. Like, is it giving off some type of radiation I don't know about?
Yeah, you ever had it sitting on your chest?
Anything. You have it sitting on your body too long.
It feel like
Your heart feel. Yeah. Yo, honestly, my over the last like 6 months, for some reason, every time I use my phone for too long, my thumbs will feel like it's either like burning or like glass is piercing.
I know what you're talking about.
It's very weird. So like I don't even go on my phone for too long anymore.
I don't even let it die. There's people here that let their phone die.
Oh no.
Like
I
I
did
do not let
yesterday.
my phone die.
Have you ever like thought about like say like you say something like I'm gonna call Brandon or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go on your phone and Brandon number pop up right there. Yeah, like the
Because they
iPhone
listening.
and knew what you about to do. In my mind, sometimes I don't even say it. Like, let me call this. And I look, and the number just right there when you open it. Or when you go in your message.
Just like she was talking about that food, she's probably gonna have some extravagant meal pop up on her phone on Facebook.
First of all, I love Yelp. I can look at all the reviews for all the restaurants everywhere I go. So that's always there.
You one of them people who leave Yelps too.
I don't really leave reviews like that. I've left about 4, I want to say, and 2 of them were bad.
No, that's the only time we do.
Call them
I
out.
don't really
Shit,
leave
but I don't
Exactly. Talk about it.
But I do appreciate everyone who leaves reviews. Definitely, because I read all of them.
Thank you to
Maybe
the
robots.
viewers. I love it. All right, okay. So now I want to ask us, where do you think, and I feel like some of us talked about this, but where do you think your vices came from? So you're saying that yours came from you not being grateful as a child, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Raven? Where do you think yours is stemming
You know what?
from?
I know that mine came from, like, as a kid, I didn't get to choose what I wanted to eat. Like, it was always, this is what we're eating today, or, like, if you don't want that, you ain't gotta eat, type of stuff. So it's like, now that I'm older and I get to pick what I want to eat, it's like, I don't want to eat that, I'm eating this. Like, I get to pick what I want to eat whenever I want to eat. And I take that. Yes. And I definitely take that to heart. Like, I'm picking everything I want to eat. I don't want to hear what you think.
That's very interesting. Yeah. It's full circle.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think your impatience and your, what was the other one? It was the procrastination. Where do you think that stems from?
Just that I get it tomorrow attitude.
I told you.
Yeah, that too. Not being confident in myself, I guess more so. I'll probably be around people more confident in me than I was myself in the past. Like, not believing and letting a lot of outside distractions deter me from what I want to do. Because like you said, I think I was selfless for a long time. If I was more selfish, I'd probably be somewhere else. You know what I mean? But
it's all right. We are all on our paths for a specific reason,
Yeah.
and we're all meant to arrive where we do. So
procrastination feels good. Like,
sometimes it's
that,
satisfying. Like
yeah,
you said,
that
going
extra
to sleep.
5 minutes of sleep feels amazing. I can't get right up. I love that 5 minutes.
yes.
So like all this stuff feels good. Do I really want to write this paper right now? No. It feels good to just lay down and watch Netflix. So that these things feel good. That glass of wine feels good, tastes good. That food feels good.
Yeah, y'all already know. What? I'm about to kill it though. Fuck out of here. Let's go. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? Hey, what's good, everybody? Hey, what's good, everybody? Hey, what's good, everybody? Hey, what's good, everybody? The original, since I'm starting on these bitches and